Beautiful, beautiful people, hello. At this very moment, I would be saying to you, welcome back to my channel. But honestly, I'm just gonna welcome myself back to my channel. It has been so long since I've done any kind of video. Like I think in the past 2 or 3 years have posted 2 or 3 videos. Life happened. I was married and then I wasn't. I was living somewhere else and now I live back in New York. I've just been getting my life together for about 2.5, 3 years. And now I'm here. And all that's happening with social distancing and just us taking time and really using the time for ourselves. I've done a lot of watching of YouTube videos, and then I happened upon my channel and was realizing like I had a video that had 1 million views and I didn't know, and I have people who are subscribing and I didn't realize, and just like so much is happening here. And this is one of my favorite channels, or one of my favorite social media channels for consuming content, but I haven't been producing. And so I wanted to come back and reintroduce myself to y'all. You know, I ask you guys all the time on Instagram if you want me to come back to YouTube, and you say yes. And for some reason, like I just get so busy with like Instagram stuff and blog stuff that I just don't get around to it. And so I figured what time is better than now to reintroduce myself to y'all and to do a 50 random questions tag, which I have always wanted to do and never got around to. So yeah, let's dig in. So question number 1, where are you from? You already know the vibes. BX Borough. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I am born and raised and I still live here. So I'm a New Yorker. If I had to change my first name, what would I change it to? I'm gonna say Tamara. Whenever a guy approaches me on the street and asks me what my name is, I always say Tamara for some reason. I just feel like in another life, I was a Tam. You know what I mean? So Tamara would be my new name. What's your sign? My sign is sexy Sagittarius. I'm a Sag sun, a Leo moon, and an Aries rising. So I'm all fire signs, which essentially means that I am a hot, fiery mess. What is my favorite color? Yellow. Wow. What is my favorite color? Yellow and orange are my 2 favorite colors. I feel really inspired by them, and they are just like bright, happy colors. I don't know, I love orange and yellow. What is my favorite beverage? My favorite alcoholic drink is a extra dirty martini with gin, usually Hendrix or Bombay. I am the girl with the martini glass with the olives in it. Like, that is my jam. What is my biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment to date, I would say, is that I've managed to keep myself alive for 33 years. I am like one of the clumsiest people in the world, and I'm very accident prone, even though I've never broken any bones. But I am pretty accident prone. And just also, I mean, keeping myself alive, and I mean also keeping myself afloat. I have been an entrepreneur now. I've gone full-time content creator since 2017, and it's my 3rd year in, and I've managed to still be here. I'm still making it happen. So I'm proud of myself for that. Who is my favorite actor or actress? I'm gonna say Leonardo DiCaprio. I think that the man has just so much range. He goes from Titanic to Shutter Island to Revolutionary Road to Great Gatsby. Like, he just is phenomenal. I love Leo, and I also, you know, he loves him a little chocolate. So we love that. I don't know why I just did that. Sorry. Who is your favorite musician? Oh, that's hard. I love Erykah Badu. I love Prince. But right now, my favorite musician is Masego. I think he is phenomenal and he's super talented. And I actually saw him when I was in South Africa for Afropunk during New Year's Eve. And he was able to like freestyle. He was able to freestyle and like pull things together that, you know, just like watching him, I was in awe. I also love Kanye, you know, even though everyone hates him. I love Kanye. I think he is just a savant, and you know, he has his missteps, but everyone does, right? He's human. What is your favorite thing to cook? I love to make eggs. As weird as that sounds, I love making eggs. Like, if you follow me on Instagram stories, like, I make eggs every day, and I have perfected like the different kinds of eggs. So I can do a poached egg, I can do a fried egg. I'm really good at like sunny side up. I didn't realize I still have my AirPods in. I can do it all. I love making eggs. So that's my favorite thing to cook. What's your favorite place you've ever visited? That's really hard, because I loved Johannesburg. Hands down, loved Johannesburg. But I also love New Orleans. Like, New Orleans, I almost moved there. Like, that is one of my favorite places in the US. I think it is my favorite city in the US. But yeah, it's a tie between Joburg and New Orleans. Are you more inclined to build your own empire or unleash the potential of others? I think me building my own empire allows me to unleash the potential of others. You know what I mean? Where I feel like if I do the work, I then get to empower people, and I can employ people that I believe are talented, and we can just all work together. You know, I think that there is some real power in that. So I think that's my answer. It's not either or. I think they go hand in hand. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen in your life? Okay, so there was one time I was in DC, and it wasn't weird. It was just like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was walking down the street with my coworker. We were in DC. I think we were walking to DuPont Circle. And we saw a woman that did not have a face walking down the street. And like, she didn't have a nose, you know, she didn't have like any, you could just like kind of see, like, she was just exposed. It was very, very bizarre. And then like a couple weeks later, I saw her on TV. It was just like the weirdest, it was the oddest experience I think I've ever had. Just like seeing someone that exposed, just like walking down the street. Do you remember your dreams? Yes, I do. I have very lucid dreams, and I also have recurring dreams. So I am like, Dream Dictionary should hire me, because or I should invest in them, because every time I have a dream that I remember, the first thing I do is wake up and I go on Dream Dictionary. So yes, I do remember my dreams, and I have had dreams where like, I've been in this place before, I know exactly where to go, like I know other people that live in this place, like it's a whole thing. Yeah, my dreams are very strange. Do you prefer kissing or cuddling? I'm gonna say kissing, because I am very good at it. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I'm very good at it. And I'm one of those people where like, I like to cuddle, but I more just like to know that someone is in my space with me. So like, we could be in the same space and just like our fingers are touching or something, and that's enough for me. But I don't like to, like, I'm not big on like laying on someone's chest and like doing all of that stuff, just because I don't like feeling people's breath on me. Like, I hate laying in bed and like I can feel someone breathing on me. It gets the condensation, the moisture. I don't like it. So I love kissing. Do you have any tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos, and every time I go on vacation, I say I'm gonna get a tattoo wherever I'm at, and I never do it. It's just not been anything in my life that's been important enough for me to get a tattoo of it. Maybe someday, but probably not. Do you have pets? Yes, I have a cat named Nola. I don't know where she actually is. She's somewhere in here. But Nola has saved my life. You know, in all of the transition that has happened, like, I was in my house by myself all the time, going completely stir crazy, and you know, Nola has been there to comfort me. Like, I love my cat so much. She's crazy, and she does scratch me a lot, but like, my hand is ruined because of Nola. Like, I have so many scratches from her, but I love her. She's just the best pet. She's the best cat ever. I love her. Do you hold any convictions that you would be willing to die for? My answer to that is going to be no. Just because I think part of the human experience is being open to learning about other things and being flexible. And I think that there, you know, you can have your convictions, but you know, I hear everyone out, and I feel like I'm malleable enough where I'll hear something and, you know, I might be convinced, and like that might just be something that changes my mind, you know? So no, I don't have anything that I would like go to the cross for. Do you believe in love at first sight? Or do I believe in love is blind? You know? Why do I keep being so weird? I don't know. I do believe in love at first. I really like you. And I do think that you can sense someone is going to be a good connection for you immediately. I definitely think that that happens, because it's happened to me. But love, I don't know. And I think it's because I have such a deep view of what love is now. You know, I think that you can do love at first like, but love, I don't think so. Who would you tell first if you found a dead body in your backyard? I'm definitely calling my best friend TJ. I'm calling TJ because he's strong. Like, if we gotta move the body, like, he would be the best one to help me do that. Or maybe I should call the police. Okay, I guess no, because then they're gonna think I did it, right? I'm gonna call TJ. What is an ideal first date for you? I think for me, it's like a bar at a restaurant. It's probably like an ideal first date for me. I think when people like go too hard and do too much on the first date, that would probably scare me. I would think that you're crazy, especially being in New York. I think it might also depend on how long we have been talking outside of us going on a date. So like if I've met you on an app or something like that, and we've been talking for like a few weeks, you should know enough about me where you can pick something like semi-special. So do enough, but not too much, I think is a good date for me. What is something that you look for in a partner? For me, I think I'm looking for someone who is ambitious. Like for me, ambition is the sexiest thing that a man can wear. I cannot stand someone who does not have ambition, because I equate it with just being like a bum. Because I'm very ambitious, I need someone who gets it. I need someone who won't settle, because like I'll feel crazy if I'm with someone who doesn't get it. To see a man like fully just like in it, swimming in his ambition, ugh. Marry me! I realized in having a long-term relationship that being with someone who has some kind of faith is important to me. When I am doing the apps and stuff like that and I see atheists, I usually swipe left. I'm not into that. I really just like, I think that that's important to have, because when things get bad, sometimes you need to send a quick prayer up, or you know, you need to get on the ground and you know, be humbled by something and be guided by something. Sometimes man's is not enough. Man's is not enough, and you know, you got to believe in something, because science is not the answer all the time. What scares you about aging? I think the thing that scares me the most about aging is watching people around me die. I would hate to be like 80 something and like all of my best friends have passed on. I would hate that. Like I feel like life would not be worth living if the people that I love the most are no longer sharing it with me. You know, like, what's the point? How difficult is it for you to forgive someone who refuses to apologize? I actually don't believe in apologies, if that makes sense. Like, I am able to accept if someone does not say sorry. For me, it is more about acknowledgement than it is apology. We can agree to disagree. We cannot agree on something, but I need you to acknowledge that I've at least been heard and you understand where I'm coming from. Because most times when someone says sorry, they're just saying it to pacify you anyway. I just think that's kind of whack. Like, I would rather be acknowledged than you just saying sorry. Would you ever consider living abroad? Obviously, yes. I'm a Sagittarius, yes. I just feel like America, I've had enough of this. This life, I've had enough of this. I went to Paris in 2016. I went alone, and I was staying in an Airbnb, and the window outside of the bedroom, I could see down into the street, and there was a store directly across the street, a boutique. And I kept seeing brown people walking in and out of the place. And so I eventually went across the street and I ended up talking to the owner for hours. She's this beautiful black woman and she had just had twin babies and she just wanted to be home with her babies. And you know, she was like, man, if you wanted this shop right now, I would let you have it. And at the time I was married, and so I was like, no, I you know, I have to go home. And I so wish I had done it. I wish I'd stayed in Paris and taken that shop. Everything happens for a reason. That was not what I was meant to do, but man, sometimes I wish I had just gone with the flow, you know? Have you ever dated two people at the same time? My answer is obviously going to be yes. Having been married and knowing what it's like to put all your eggs in one basket, I think now I'm countering that by like, I'm almost always dating two people or more people, and it's not like seriously dating, but like I may be like seriously dating one person, but I still have like guys on the side just in case it doesn't work out. Or yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I'm operating right now, where it's like I'll be just like kind of talking to a number of people. That's life. How many days do you think you could last in solitary confinement? Considering that I am on quarantine day 14, I'm gonna say not very long. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? I love Tracee Ellis Ross. I feel like she's so much fun. She would probably be giving like such great advice, and I could steal clothes from her wardrobe. It doesn't get better than that. I think she'd be the best big sister like ever, right? What flavor of tea do you enjoy the most? I'm a chai lady. I love chai tea, specifically vanilla chai tea, specifically Bigelow, with like a splash of almond milk or oat milk or coconut milk, whatever, and about 3 brown sugars. I drink it every morning. It's like my favorite thing. It's the only way that I have a good day, is if I have that in the morning. What is a strange occurrence you've experienced but have never or rarely shared with anyone? I have had really weird things happen in my apartment where like I was having a really bad dream last week, and it kind of felt like an evil, like there was like a heaviness to it, and I woke up and I have a pink lamp in a pink Himalayan salt lamp in my bathroom, and the lamp was really red. And it was just like dead quiet in here, and I live like on a really busy street in the Bronx, like it's never quiet over here, and I just felt like this heaviness over me. And that when I first moved in here, like I would just get up in the middle of the night and like walk across the apartment and then wake and just like kind of snap myself out of it, like why am I walking, like it just like weird stuff was happening in here. The lights, when I had like a lamp over here hanging from the ceiling, it would flicker on and off a lot. Like it was just weird stuff, and I think it might just be it might just be a coincidence. I may just be having bad dreams, who knows, but it's definitely like only happened here for me. So I don't know. Where would you want to retire to? I am going to say anywhere but the beach. I kind of see myself as being like the older woman who owns a boutique, like selling caftans and kimonos on the beach. And I see myself like wearing big glasses. I have a fro and I'm wearing a caftan, and I'm kind of like the eccentric older woman in my neighborhood who tells stories about all the places that I've traveled. Like that's what I see for myself at like 65. Like I just see myself, and I'm kind of getting there. I have that energy anyway, and I'm only 33, so. Are you a morning person or a night owl? I'm both, if that makes sense. Like I go to sleep late, but then I wake up early. So essentially I'm just not getting any sleep, period. So that's cool. I'm doing really great. I'm doing super well for myself right now. What age were you allowed to use makeup? I really just started wearing makeup for real the past maybe like 5 or 6 years. Like I never was really into it as a teenager, and even in college, like I would wear eyeshadow, but like not really. And I thought I was doing my eyebrows, but I wasn't really doing my eyebrows. And I didn't really start wearing foundation until like a few years ago. So I'm just now getting into, and I still don't really wear tons of makeup, but I'm just now getting into the flow of like wearing makeup regularly. What book are you reading at the moment? I'm reading What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker by Damon Young of Very Smart Brothers. It's a brilliant book. It's basically a memoir, and he's just recalling all of the things that black men in America experience, but he does it through like a comedic lens, and it is brilliant. It's one of the best books I've read. I really love it. I definitely recommend reading it. What was the first concert you ever attended? I'm a concert head. I love going to live shows. My first concert though was the Scream tour with B2K and Bow Wow. I went with a bunch of my girlfriends from school. It was a whole thing. I think we went to the second one as well. I'm pretty sure we went to the second one. But I went to go see the Millennium Tour last year with Gavin, and it was so much fun. So Scream tour forever in my heart. If you had to give up one of your senses, what would it be? Dang. I love music, so I'm never gonna say sound, but I also love to see beautiful things. I also love food. If I had to choose, I would say taste. As much as I love food, you know, I think I could sacrifice just eating for sustenance instead of eating for taste. I think of the five, I would probably say taste. What are some of the different jobs you've had in your life? So I have lived many lives. When I was at my first college in Rochester, I went to our Rochester Institute of Technology. For 2 years, I used to work at a daycare for children who were deaf and hard of hearing. So I had to learn ASL to work at this daycare, and it was amazing. It was just like one of the most amazing jobs. I loved that job though, those babies, oh my gosh. I used to work at the first Shake Shack ever that's in Madison Square Park here in New York. I used to flip burgers there, and I used to smell like meat all the time. It was horrible, but I got free food, so I worked there. I worked at Dylan's Candy Bar during college. Also worked at Dean and DeLuca. I've been a barista many times over. I used to also work in music PR. So I used to work for the PR company for allhiphop.com. So I spent a good portion of my internships in college working with rappers and like singers and all of that stuff. And it was a very cool job. As I said before, I love music, and so it was right on target for me. Also worked in the marketing department at Time Out New York. I've worked at ad agencies, like I've worked at PR firms, like I've done everything. My most recent job, I worked at a fashion company called Gwynnie Bee, and I was doing influencer marketing. I did merchandising, and I did PR. I did a lot of jobs at that spot. And yeah, now I work as a full-time content creator. So what is the hardest part of your job? The hardest part of my job, I would say, it's twofold. Like the back end business portion of it is very hard, and like managing finances across the board is hard. Time management is huge when you are an entrepreneur. I'm very bad at it. I'm so bad at like not working every day all day, and like being like strict with your schedule. I think is, oh my gosh, it can like totally get away from you if you let it. What is the one thing that scares you that you'd never try? You will never, ever see me bungee jumping or jumping out of a plane. None of that stuff. I am definitely afraid of heights, but specifically with bungee jumping, I'm fat, I'm heavy, and like the risk of putting a rope around my foot and just like jumping off of something and trusting that I will bounce back, absolutely not. It's not gonna be me. You're not gonna see me doing that out here. No way. What are your favorite videos to watch on YouTube? I love to watch fashion shows. Like I will sit and just like stream fashion shows for inspiration. I'll just sit on my couch, or like I'll have it playing while I'm working on the computer back there. Like I love to watch fashion shows. FF Fashion Channel, I think, is the one that I'm subscribed to, that puts like literally every fashion show that happens as it's happening up, and it's amazing. I also love to watch house tours. I love Architectural Digest. New York Mag does one as well, where they'll like go and survey people, and I think like 73 Questions with Vogue. Like I love just like getting a peek into people's lives on that side of it. I actually thought I was going to be an architect. I wanted to go to Syracuse for architecture. But then I started taking classes in high school and I could not, like my measurements were off. Literally, if you're off an inch or a centimeter in architecture, it can completely just ruin things. And it was just like the civic responsibility of making sure that things are built the right way so people don't die. It was just like too stressful for me. Which animals scare you the most? I hate possum. Possum to me look like little, well not little, big like demon things, and their babies just like cling to them, and they have like big like little beady red eyes, and like their faces are scrunched up. I just like literally the idea of like thinking about a possum right now is making me tear up. Like it makes me want to cry. Like I hate it. I cannot with the possum, like please. And I'm from New York and we don't see those often. And the first time I saw one, I was sitting in the car with my boyfriend. We had the lights on. It was nighttime. We had the headlights on, and a possum came and just like stood in the lights. We were looking at the possum look at us. The possum was looking at us look at him, and we were just looking back and forth. We're honking and he just was looking at us like, I'm unaffected. Why do you keep honking at me? It was crazy. No to possum. Is there an item that you collect? I used to collect seashells and rocks from everywhere that I went, and I would come home and I would wipe them off, and I would take a Sharpie and I would write where it was from and the date. Maybe I'll start doing that again. That was actually really nice. What did you want to be when you grew up? Again, I wanted to be an architect, but I first actually wanted to be a lawyer, and then I saw A Time to Kill, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. No thanks. I wanted to be an architect, like I said, and that didn't go well because math. I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch over to hospitality management because I had done a business program at Cornell University, and I met some people who were in the hospitality program, and I fell in love with like hotel management, and that's actually what I went to school for. I ended up hating it, and then I switched to marketing. Didn't really love that. I switched to another school, and then I ended up in an advertising and public relations program, fell in love with it, and that's how I've ended up where I am now. How are you different from your mother? In every single way. My mom is very conservative, like pretty meek, she's quiet, and I am the polar opposite of my mom. So we could not be more different, and growing up, like that was definitely a problem for us. We were too different. But now, you know, we're friends. That's my girl now, but growing up was rough. How much does music matter to you? So much. I love music. You know, the other day on quarantine day like 11, I realized like I hadn't listened to, I was feeling so bad, just like so down in the dumps, just feeling like super discouraged. And I realized like I hadn't listened to music for a few days. And once I put music on, I immediately felt better. And I feel like music is one of the things that connects people the most. And a lot of my strongest relationships have come out of me sharing musical interest and taste with someone. So I think music has taken me on so many roads, and I literally could not live without it. If you had 1 year left to live, what would you do? I would travel. I would get rid of all of my things and just travel, just like see different parts of the world. So, you know, I can at least say that I experienced them and die a happy woman. Infinite money or unending love? Whenever people ask me this, my answer is always money. Money can buy you happiness. As much as people say that it doesn't, I feel like one of the things that burdens all of us the most is money. And if that is something that like you don't have to worry about, you then have the space for everything else. And maybe that will open up space for you to find true love. You know, I think always I'm going with the money first, always. Free healthcare or free education? I think considering the time that we're living in right now, free healthcare needs to be a priority. It should be our human right. It shouldn't be something that has a price tag on it, and it shouldn't be a privilege. We all deserve healthcare. I think we are in a place now where there are an unending number of resources. If you want to learn how to do something, there's just like the internet, everything's at our fingertips. So I think I'm definitely going to go with healthcare on this one. Would you rather live in a place where it's always raining or a place where the sun never goes down? I've seen Midsummer, and it's scary. Not having the sun, not having the sun go down, you lose your sleep rhythm. I don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice that. So I'm gonna say always raining, because London, I think I could deal with that. I don't think that would bother me as much as you would think it would. Apartment or a house, I'm gonna say brownstone. That's not an option, but brownstone. Brownstone or like a townhouse. Those are both like in-betweens where you get the best of both worlds. I don't think I'm the kind of person that can maintain like a huge house, but I'm in an apartment now. I don't hate it, but I would love to have a backyard. You know, I would love to have some outdoor space. I would love to have like a huge, beautiful kitchen and like space for an office and all of those things. So I'm gonna go with brownstone or townhouse. And last question, what inspires me? Y'all inspire me for real. The idea that we just have this unending world of just like of possibilities, and just knowing that there are so many people in this world, and you know, there are so many people that you can come in contact with and you can affect, and you know, just knowing that that is out there and that it exists, that inspires me. That inspires me so much. And knowing, you know, that there's a connection, and you know, you can feel. Those things inspire me the most. And just like walking in your purpose and figuring all of that out, there's just the unknown in that sense is so exciting, because it opens you up to just trying so many new things and just going out there, putting yourself out there, meeting new people and all of that. I think that's it. That's the wave for sure. Anyway, yeah, those are my 50 questions, y'all. I feel like that was long. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. I love you. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. If you guys want to see more content like this, I forgot how to YouTube. Honestly, I think you got to go like this. Oh, also, this is my my vitamins patch that I got from Showfields. I just found it today. It's an immunity booster, and you put it on and you stick it on for 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know if it's working or not, but I'm just gonna take their word on it. Subscribe, leave a comment below, hit the little bell so that you can see when new videos are coming up, because guys, I promise you I'm going to be posting more. I'm making this promise to you here. You can come back, you can hold me accountable. If I don't post, you can come find me on Instagram at Kelly Augustine B and tell me off about how I have not posted. But I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm here now. I'm in it now. So expect to see more of me, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for giving me your time, and I will see you next video. Yeah. So weird. I don't know how to close out. Whatever. Bye, y'all.